Good morning, Inner Light. My name is Jamie Lula, and I am so deeply honored and grateful to be with you this morning. One heart beating. Let's all come together and sing this song when we are united and standing strong. There is nowhere than the heart we share with one another, no other there. We are one people, breathing one air, one human family that we all share. We are one spirit, come from one mind, one heart beating, one life. One heart beating, one life. One heart beating. See our brothers and sisters in everyone. No one's outside the circle, no us and them. Embrace our differences, see what we can learn from one another. With love we affirm. We are one people, breathing one air, one human family that we all share. We are one spirit, come from one mind, one heart beating, one life. One heart beating, one life. One heart beating. We are one people, breathing one air, one human family that we all share. We are one spirit, come from one mind, one heart beating, one life. One heart beating, one life. One heart beating, one life. One heart beating, one life.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you
Thank you,
so
love.
much. Always so glad to have you with us. Good day, Inner Light. I'm the Reverend Deborah Johnson, and welcome to our Sunday celebration, our Sunday gathering. You know, Inner Light is a spiritual community. We are a network of spiritual seekers all over the world who come together because we have an audacious vision, a vision of a world that is spiritually fulfilled, that is socially just, that is environmentally sustainable. We understand that there's a deep interconnectedness that we have with all life. And we come here to usher in the beloved community, to do our part, to make certain that we are doing both the deep inner work and that we are also ushering in the transformation in our outer world and structures. You got to do both. Just breathe that in for a moment. You have to do both. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and being a part of this, for sharing this message, because I know that when you get through, not only will you want to listen to it again, but you want to tell somebody else about it. And it's just that time. Even though we are, quote unquote, socially distancing, that doesn't mean that we are disconnected. Doesn't mean that at all. And in its own strange way, this COVID crisis that we're in, this global pandemic that has made most of our life activity that otherwise would have been very one-on-one and communal in nature, it's taken it to the virtual world, but it doesn't mean that it has to be any less communal. I know it's easy sometimes, particularly if we've had health conditions or we're older and we really haven't had as much contact or been able to get out, that it can be really tempting to feel isolated. Reach out, Reach out. I'm asking all of us to keep connected, keep the commune in a communication, that without having to travel, without having bricks and mortar and distance as an issue, that we have even more and more opportunities to connect in a heart space than we might do in a physical space. So I encourage everybody, particularly during this holiday season, because holiday season can be a little bit on the tricky side. So many people pass on. They slough off the mortal coil, and it can be a time of grief, even as it's a time of great joy and festivities and gift giving and sharing. It's kind of a mixed bag. So make sure that you take care of yourself and know that as a spiritual community, we're always here to support you. So it doesn't matter whether you are. You could be in your bedroom, you could be in your living room, you could be in your car, you could be, any place at this moment. You could be in a hospital or incarcerated. In spirit, there's no time and space. There's no time and space. One of the things that's really important to keep us in alignment, one of the things that's really important to make sure that we are always vibrating at the highest frequency as a spiritual being that we possibly can, is by our narration. Is what do we say? What are the words that are coming out of our mouth? Because our experience of life isn't what happens, it's how we name it. One of the best ways that we have to retool, to recalibrate, to make certain that our narration is in alignment with the truth of who we are as spiritual beings is by affirmations. These are activations. And I would like for you to join with me now in the activations for this week. Our monthly theme is embrace. Our topic today is aligning with divine purpose. Just ask you to just take a breath. And I want to encourage you to say these out loud with me. It's one thing to hear it, but when the words come out of your mouth, there's a frequency that happens within you. Aligning with divine purpose. Regardless of worldly circumstances, I know it is a friendly universe. I relax and enjoy what life is offering in the moment. Releasing my need to control, I cultivate truth at deeper and deeper levels. I remember to remember who I truly am in spirit. I move from mere desire to deep intent. No longer do ego expectations and perspectives dominate my attention. I am free from monkey mind and free to spiritually align. I exercise my will in alignment with divine purposes. I am grateful to be an instrument of the Most High. How can I serve this day?
How can I serve today?
How can I serve this day? And just a reminder of why we're here. Inner Light's statement of purpose. Inner Light Ministries is an Omnifaith outreach ministry dedicated to spiritual transformation. We provide tools for living that encourage the practical application of universal spiritual principles to all of life's circumstances. Our aim is healing through the energy of love and the revealing of our own inner light. As an Omnifaith ministry, we embody spiritual oneness, appreciate individualized expressions, and honor all paths that lead to truth. During this holiday season, I'd like to say Happy Hanukkah Hanukkah started last night. The week, and we're in the middle of Hanukkah season right now. I'll be talking a little bit about that more in. So let's just take a deep breath. A deep breath. And I'm going to invite my brother Jamie to sing one of my favorite of his songs.
Thank you, Rev. Oh, naked. Lord, I'm naked. You can't see me. Oh, naked. Lord, I'm naked. You can't see me. Because I've been hiding behind my garbage. Hiding behind my garbage. Naked. Lord, I'm naked. You can't see me. Frozen. I've been frozen in my history. Frozen. Lord, I'm frozen in my history. But I've been thawing in your love light. Thawing in your love light. Frozen, I've been frozen in my history. Dying, I've been dying to what I've been. Oh, dying, I've been dying to what I've been. But I've been rising like Jesus showed me. Rising like Jesus showed me. Dying, I've been dying to what I've been. Oh, use me. Oh, won't you use me? Oh, use me. Just as I am and am not. Use me. Oh, won't you use me? Oh, Lord, oh, won't you use me, use me, use me, use me. Naked. Lord, I'm I'm naked. Can you use me? Naked. Lord, I come to you naked. Will you use me? Because I've been hiding and I've been frozen, dying, Lord, but I've been rising. Oh, naked, Lord, I'm naked. Use me, use me, use me, use me, use me just as I am. Naked, Lord, naked, Lord, naked, Lord, naked. I'm so naked. Can you use me, use me, use me, use me, use me? Oh, naked, Lord, I'm naked. Will you use me?
Just want to breathe that in for a moment. The theme this month is embrace. My topic today is aligning with divine purposes. Aligning with divine purposes. You know, last week I was talking about some nuances between the idea of surrender and acceptance and embrace. That so often when we think of surrender from a secular standpoint, we're thinking of it as a sense of defeat, kind of a giving up, that we can't control it. We don't know what's going to happen. And well, we just kind of brace ourselves for the worst. Then we can get to a point of acceptance where we know that we don't have any control, but we're not necessarily thinking that it has to be a doomsday scenario as the final result. We begin to breathe into the fact that there might be some other possibilities. We start to let go of our attachments, and eventually we can get to the point of embrace. And the point of embrace is willing, and it's enthusiastic. It's not put upon us. It's an internal choice. And when we get to the point where we're living in a state of embrace, then we have a chance to actually resonate. We have a chance to actually vibe with the things that we are experiencing. So if I embrace the moment, there's a way that I get the richness out of it. I get the goodness out of it. If I really embrace the relationship and I'm not just trudging through it, the little nuances, the little joys, the little victories, I'm in a different state of gratitude when I'm in a place of embrace. When I said that surrender at the secular level means that, and we have this challenge sometimes with the English language where we're using the same words for both the spiritual sense and a secular sense. In a spiritual sense, that notion of surrender has nothing to do with defeat. Quite the contrary, from a spiritual sense, that notion of surrender is recognizing that there's no fight, that it's just the friction of fiction, that there's nothing to prove, and that there's absolutely no one to prove it to. So when we get to that point, when you are doing it, when you get to that point where you are consciously moving into that place of embrace, your heart is open, your mind is open, you're less attached, you are moving to a different place of alignment. This notion of aligning with divine purposes. Divine purposes. Take a breath. Our ego has a lot of agendas. It wants a lot of stuff. It's living off of past memory. Part of the ego's job is repetition to protect the status quo. Whatever we think is our identity, it goes through great lengths to make sure that that's not threatened in any kind of way. Too often when we come to our spiritual traditions, we are busy trying to utilize spiritual principles to do the bidding of our ego. So I set goals, I set agendas, there's things that I want to do, and then I want to find some spiritual principles, some laws, some practices that I can woo you up like my genie to just do my bidding. Now, yes, in fact, there are ways that you can be willful. That is, you stick to your agenda and you're using all the spiritual properties and powers of affirmation, laws of attraction, your vision boards, all of these things to try to secure that you can manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest for the sake of your own control. Yeah, you can do that. It's a real stressful life, but you can do that. Doesn't bring much peace, even if it brings some momentary happiness. It doesn't come with this thing called joy. And if you really want to embrace life, you move to another level. When you really want to embrace light, you flip it. You flip it. It isn't there's you and your agenda and trying to get the laws of the universe and the powers or whatever to help you get to where you think you want to go. When you're aligning with divine purposes, it's flipped. You yield. You yield. You embrace the fact that there is a wisdom and intelligence in the universe that orders everything, including my steps, our steps. That this divine purpose, it's really smart, knows what it's doing, knows where it's going. That it doesn't need me to direct it. It doesn't need me to control it. It needs for me to cooperate with it. It just needs for me to align with it. It just needs for me to be a place and space in the universe through which the divine can shine. That's very different. Very, very different. I'm not trying to get the universe to do the bidding of my ego, but quite the contrary. It's where I am allowing everything about me to be repurposed for a purpose that's higher than me. Let that sink in for a moment. You don't want your life to be just around the little things of your creature comfort. You are a part of life itself. You have a reason for being here. And whatever your divine purpose is for being here, it's bigger than you. Your purpose is not exclusively about you. Your purpose is making a contribution to the whole. Isn't that exciting? To know you make a difference with your perspectives, with your talents, your skills, your ideas, even the things about you that you don't even like or that you're trying to hide. That there's perspective that comes from there, from those. The victory that comes out of that is part of the fuel and the fodder for your purpose in life. Isn't it wonderful? And when we really grow to realize that our purpose for being is part of a bigger purpose, then we don't sweat so much. We don't sweat so much. We get into the how can I serve this day? We get into the sense of enthusiasm of life being a mystery. They say yesterday was history and tomorrow's a mystery. But the gifts are in the present. If they call it the present, it's like a present, something that's a gift to us in this very, very moment. If we can calm within us that tendency to want to grasp, that tendency to want to stress, to chase after people, places, and things, and breathe in to the great I am of our being. I am one with the great I am. Just breathe that in. I am great with the one I am. Too often we fear that we're not enough. Too often we fear that we have to do things in order to get on the good side of the universe. We got to make it happen. We are human beings. We're not just human doings, we are human beings. I looked up in my spirit definitions today of what does it mean to align? What exactly is alignment? And these spiritual definitions of the qualities come as a formula, and it always is the same formula. There's something about us that we have to bring to the table. There's some activity that this thing that we bring to the table engages in, and then there's that which is already here. There's something that's already here that we are not fully engaging. And when we fully engage that, then whatever spiritual quality that we're talking about, we get to actually experience. We don't have to chase after it. It's already here. There's something within ourselves we have to activate in order to really experience it. So it described alignment as this. It says alignment is when your inner activity becomes one with my outer volition, with the divine outer volition. When your inner activity becomes one with the divine will. So really catch what I'm saying here. Because so often we get into the human doing. So when we think about, well, how do I get into alignment? Most often we're thinking, what do I need to do? What activity do I need to engage in, like in the outer realm, in order to align? Alignment is an inner activity. Alignment is an inner activity. It's a recalibration. It's a resonance. It's a synchronization. It's an internal harmonizing with. And this is why we don't get further on many things. Whatever. Social justice, economic reform, breaking down the isms, green economies. We don't get further because in our aligning, we're just doing stuff. And we haven't shifted our inner so that we're on that frequency. We haven't aligned with justice. We haven't aligned with truth. We haven't aligned with sustainability. It's an idea, it's an activity. Those are behaviors that we try to engage in. But the shift isn't going to happen until it's who we are, where it's at the core of our being. It's such an inner activity. It's not something that we try to accomplish. It's the state of awareness in which we live. It's the foundation stone upon which we're built. It is our rock. It's our place of rootedness. It's not some place we're trying to arrive to. It's the place we start from. Can you feel the difference? We make alignment a goal. It's someplace out there, and if I do enough, I can reach that, and then I'll be in alignment. No. You start there. You recalibrate so much on the inside that it is you, where there's no difference. There's no difference. So when we are aligning with the divine purposes, we're not bemoaning anymore. We're not begrudging. We're not resentful. We're not pissed off. We are with an acute awareness that there's something that's going on here that's greater than what I know is happening. Breathe that in for a moment. We want everything linear. I was just going over the story again, and I've told it many times about how we got this particular center. It's 3.5 acres, about 17,000 square feet on the main drag in the Santa Cruz area of California, just a couple of blocks away from the Monterey Bay, off of Pacific Coast Highway. It's a very, very beautiful location where we are. And we got into this place with no money down. In fact, the people that sold it to us lent us the down payment. We had been visioning this place for years, drawing pictures of it. When we found out about it, and it was right up underneath our nose. It's Christmas time now. I used to buy my trees at the extra lot that the church has, the Christmas tree lot that's just a few feet away from where I am right now, or maybe 50 yards or 100 yards from where I am right now. Didn't even know the place existed. And when we found out about it, it was in escrow with somebody else. I was furious. I was like absolutely livid. We convinced the broker to let us onto the property. And this was clearly our property. We knew that this was our property. And when I walked upon that pulpit, I just fell to my knees. I was so humbled, and it felt like the big cosmic joke. Because I grew up in the Church of God in Christ, which is fundamentalist, evangelical, charismatic, Pentecostal. It's a Black denomination. And this place was built and owned and run for 40-something years by the white counterparts, the Assemblies of God of my denomination. And it's like all the way around the mulberry bush, all the way around the from theologically moving away from my Pentecostal background and more into universal spiritual principles, to reconciling that to buying a Pentecostal pulpit. Wow. Wow. But here's the thing, and the point of the story. The people who bought it actually bought it for the local hospice. Hospice wasn't able to use it. We were just, well, can we get in the sanctuary, this, that, or whatever. Bottom line, within 6 months, they flipped it to us. They flipped it to us. That's how we got it. The people that owned it probably would have never sold it to us because of our theology, because I'm gay. Exodus International, the whole anti-gay movement, like pray the gay away, actually started on my pulpit. Literally my pulpit. Divine purposes. Divine purposes. In order for us to get this center, it had to go through somebody else first. Would look like a loss, would look like, well, what's somebody, well, wait a minute, how's somebody else? But it took that intervention. It took that to create the space. They were real estate philanthropists. They wanted the property to stay in the nonprofit market. They didn't want it rezoned for commercial or other kinds of usages. They lent us the money. I'm telling you what I know. When you live in the yes, and this is just one instance, you live in embrace and you align with divine purposes, something bigger than you are, the way that things work out may not be the way that you planned. So aligning with divine purposes means letting go of the plan. Keep your eye on the prize. You stick with the end result. You stick with the spiritual qualities. You stick with the wholeness and the integration and the truth and the balance and the courage, the community, the justice. It's like you stick with that, and then you let God figure out how it's going to happen, because it's going to be different than what you can imagine. And I'm going to end on this, because in Hanukkah season where we are right now, I think it's the perfect example. So we're talking we're talking BC, and the whole area there around Israel had been taken over so many times by the Assyrians and the Babylonians. In Jesus's day, it was the Romans. At the time of the Hanukkah story, it was the Greeks. And the Greeks had truly really desecrated the temples. They were doing things like slaughtering pigs on the sacred altars. And there was a revolt that happened, the Maccabee brothers, and they were able to turn the tide and get the Greeks out. And it took a few years to rebuild the temple. And at the point in time when they wanted to anoint the temple, they didn't think they had enough oil. But on faith, they just stepped out. It's time to do this now. And lo and behold, the oil that should have lasted just one day lasted 8. Hence symbolic of the menorah. If I was in my sanctuary, you'd see a beautiful menorah on my pulpit back behind me. The 8 candles. But listen to what I'm saying. It wasn't like they kept getting 8 sets of oil. The one lasted. We keep praying for more candles. That outer activity, just give me another one and another one and that. But it's the inner activity. When you align with the divine purpose, that one candle within you, that oil that the world tells you can only get you so far, that oil that to your own naked eye, you can think you can only do so much with, you step out on that. You embrace that. You align that energy for a purpose higher than your own gratification. And I tell you, it'll last the 8 days, the 8 years, the whatever it is that it takes, it will see you to the end because it is tapped into a renewable source that you embrace with your inner activity. Just breathe that in. Let's pray. Our prayer is our surrender. Our prayer is our moving into that place of the inner alignment and the inner activity. In our prayer, we're not trying to make anything happen. We are aligning with the divine design and the truth of the fact that in the mind of God, it's already done. It's already done. Create in us a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within us. In this moment right now, we embrace the truth of our being, that we are perfect, whole, and complete, that there is nothing missing, nothing to prove, and no one to prove it to. We embrace the enoughness, the sufficiency, the all needs met, just like that Hanukkah candle, just like the manna from heaven, all needs met. I don't care what's going on in the economy. I don't care what's going on in the White House. I don't care. It doesn't trump my God. It doesn't trump my God. Oh, I can hear backwards now. Don't tell God about your big problems. Tell your problems about your big God. That's the place we are in this moment right now. And we say, thank you. Thank you for making a way out of no way, time and time again. Thank you for healing the body temple. Thank you for divine order, for right residence, for divine right employment. Just food. Food. Thank you, God, for taking care of the children and the elders. Thank you for seeing us through this global pandemic so that we come out stronger and healthier and more prosperous as we pull together and compassionately support each other. Peace, peace still around the world. And I say a special prayer for this United States of America. And this administration transition period at the executive level. Divine order. Divine order. That the truest and best of a democracy is able to shine. Democracy is a relationship. And we pray for the healing of our relationships with one another. One people, one planet, one beloved community. Thank you for inner light. Thank you for inner light. For all needs met. And for everything that's completing now in this fall and this winter. Relationships, jobs, incarnation, sloughing off of the mortal coil. God speak. And blessings on the next leg of our journey. It's done. We get out of the way, we allow it to be, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, Jamie. Let's just keep taking a deep breath. You can't take too many deep breaths. If you're in need of prayer or spiritual support, we're there to pray with you. You can email us at the numeric number 4, prayer@innerlightministries.com. You can call us at 831-465-9090 at extension 254. You don't have to do anything alone. And also let us celebrate with you. Perhaps there are things that are birthing and coming through, and you just want somebody to stand in agreement with you. I invite you now to participate in conscious giving, to allow the blessings that you've had to continue to circulate. This message that we have of oneness, this message that we have of closing the gap between the sacred and the secular, between the personal and the global, between science and spirituality, of living from this place of oneness. That this is a message that you can get behind. We ask for your support. There's so much that's going on. And we're particularly earmarking the funds that are coming in now at the end of the year to help us to convert our materials and our classes and our training programs and whatnot to virtual platforms, so that everybody can participate wherever it is that we are. And we appreciate you helping us with that endeavor. The other thing that's going on, and there's a special fundraising GoFundMe drive about this as well, is about our food bank. We're giving away close to 10,000 pounds of food every week with our Second Harvest Food Bank. That's at Thursdays, noon Pacific time here at our center, 5630 Soquel Drive. And now that the weather's changing, we're trying to cover and convert the middle part of our parking lot so that people can be outside and to socially distance and be protected from the weather. The demand for our food has tripled since COVID. And we would love for you to be a part of helping us to support that. There's so many wonderful things that are going on. We invite you to take a look at our website, social media. We have all kinds of events that are coming up, holiday things that you might want to participate in. Please do that. The giving portals are there on your screen. You can text us as well at 831-667-5051. That's 831-667-5051. You can go to paypal.me at /Inner Light Ministries, paypal.me. So many wonderful things that are going on. And I am so grateful for everyone who is stepping up, for the end of the year gifts, for the meditation chats that are going on. Check it out. You don't want to miss any of these things. And please, please, please be safe during this holiday season. Limit your travel as much as you can. Limit the amount of time that you spend indoors with people, and be sure to wear that mask. I'm going to ask Jamie to take us home.
All right. That was powerful. Thank you, Rev. Walk a mile or a minute in another man's shoes. He's got a path to take to find his truth. Any way you spin it, he's a lot like you. Finding his faith on roads that you'd never choose. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old conditions. Let that be your only mission always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Tell a tale you're in it. Hear a brother man's blues. Got a destination now and no excuse. Why do you condemn it when it's not your own? You can't unsee it once the light has shone. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old conditions. Let love be your only mission always. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old conditions. Let love be your only mission always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. Come on, y'all. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. Come on. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. Oh, don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old conditions. Let love be your only mission always. Oh, don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old conditions. Let love be your only mission always. One more time, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old conditions. Let that be your only mission always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. on walking, and always remember, one foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always.
Great. Thank you, Jamie. Just a couple of things that I want to share before we sign out. Musical inspiration. Next week, we're going reggae with Sean and Jared Namaste of Love Eternal. And also starting on December the 20th, we're going to have a new format. Everything will be accessible the same way that you've been doing it, but it'll be a different kind of an experience where after the message, you're going to have a chance to be in a Zoom room with each other and talk and do meet and greet, and we can do music together. We're essentially creating a virtual sanctuary. So like a watch party thing. So you don't have to view it by yourself. After the message, if you want to get in community, you're going to have a chance to do that. So, it might take us a couple of weeks before we get the kinks out of the format, but I am certainly looking forward to seeing you. We also have a reunion for people who have graduated out of our practitioner training program on December the 17th. That's a Thursday evening at 5:30 Pacific time. And you'll find all the information there wherever you're tuning in now, either on our website or through social media. What a time that it is. Remember, wherever it is that you are, be kind. Be kind. Even to the people that you don't agree with, and there's a lot of disagreement going on out there, but keep embracing the notion of the oneness, the interconnectedness of us all. Keep hope, your heart open, stay in possibility consciousness, and keep engaged. So, as we always say, take this consciousness and multiply it. See you next week.